When working on a Revit project, you may periodically see different types of error messages or warning messages. When Revit displays an error message, you must stop what you're doing and resolve the issue in some way before you can proceed. But warning messages simply inform you of a condition that you might not be aware of that may affect your work. In this example, I'll simply use walls. I'll start the Wall tool, sketch a wall, and then sketch a second wall that overlaps the first. Revit displays a warning to let me know that the walls overlap and highlights the walls in the drawing area. This is a warning. You may not have been aware that you created two overlapping walls. But this also might have been intentional if you were planning to come back later and modify the walls. To dismiss the warning, you can simply click anywhere in the drawing area. Revit maintains a list of warning messages and keeps track of them until the condition that caused the warning has been resolved. You can review any unresolved warnings by using the Review Warnings tool. I'll switch to the Manage ribbon. Notice that in the Inquiry panel, I can see a Review Warnings tool. This tool will only be available if there are unresolved warnings. If you click this tool, Revit displays a dialog listing all of the warnings. You can then expand the listing and drill down into individual warnings and expand them to see the list of elements involved. As you can see, each element includes its unique element ID. If you select an element associated with a warning, Revit highlights that element in any open views. If you can't see the element in an open view, note that you can click the Show button to have Revit open other views in which the selected element would be visible. Note that you can also delete an element from the model by selecting the checkbox adjacent to the element, and then clicking the Delete Checked button. You can also export the list of warnings to an HTML file. I'll close the dialog box. Then, in the model, I'll select one of the walls. When I do, the ribbon changes to a contextual ribbon. If there are any warnings associated with an element that you select in the model, the ribbon will also include a warning panel with a Show Related Warnings tool. If you click this button, Revit will open a similar warning dialog. The only difference is that this dialog will show only those warnings related to the selected object. As you work on a Revit project, you should periodically check the list of warnings and do what you can to resolve warnings so that the list doesn't get too large. Some warnings are more serious than others, and having many unresolved warnings can have significant impact on Revit's performance.